Welcome the students of class 7, welcome to our social science e-learning class, and today in this history class we are going to discuss the last subunit of your chapter number 5. It is region and empire, and name of the chapter is rulers and buildings. So open page number 71, so it is in page number 71. So what is the main objective of this chapter? That in previous subunits we have seen that different features of Mughal architecture, the different patterns used by the Mughals collected from the different part of the world as well as the different part of the India. But some other constructional features, architectural features also developed in some different regions side by side of the Mughals, and they also followed some Mughal architectural features, and Mughals also took some of their features. Okay. So as construction activity increased between the 8th and 18th centuries, there was also a considerable number of sharing ideas across the regions, and the tradition of one region were adopted by the another region or another regional kingdom, such as in Vijayanagara. The elephant stable of the rulers were strongly influenced by the style of architecture found in the adjoining states, Shia Sultanates, Bijapur and Golconda. In Brindavan and near Mathura, okay, it was said the birthplace of Krishna, the god of the Hindu faith, and the temples were constructed in architectural style that were very similar to the Mughal palaces situated in Fatehpur Sikri, because both are situated in Uttar Pradesh. So the creation of large empire that brought different regions under their rule helped the cross fertilization of artistic forms and architectural styles. Okay, and in this way the architectural styles brought by the Mughals from all over the world mixed with the regional architectural features, such as the architectural style in the construction of their own buildings in Bengal. For example, the local rulers had developed a roof that was designed to resemble a thatched hut, and the Mughals liked this Bangla dome. It is called Bangla dome features. Okay, and that Mughals loved this feature so much and used in their architecture, and the impact of the regions was also evident in Akbar's capital at Fatehpur Sikri, and many of the buildings show the influence of the architectural style of Gujarat and Malwa. And Akbar's capital at Fatehpur Sikri, many buildings show the influence of the architectural style of regional buildings of Gujarat and Malwa, as well as the Rajputs styles also followed in Mughal buildings such as Fatehpur Sikri. So even though the authority of the Mughal rulers waned in the 18th century, the architectural styles developed under the patronage were constantly used and adopted by the rulers, by the regional rulers, whenever they tried to establish their own kingdom. When the Mughal empire decentralized and slowly declined, when regional empires established such as Murshidabad and in Bengal under Murshid Quli Khan, in Awadh Asaf Jha, and in the Nizam Chimkili Khan in Hyderabad, they also followed lot of features from Mughal architecture and established their own architectural style, intermixing the regional forms of architecture introduced by the kings in the first centuries of medieval period. Students, so this is the gist of the subunit region and empire. Hope you have understood how did the regional architectural features also intermixed with the Mughals, and sometimes the Mughals also followed the regional architectural style such as Bangla Dome and used in their palaces like Fatehpur Sikri. So that's all from today's class, students. So next day we are going for the question and answers. Okay. So before finishing this class, a small portion mentioned here in your book, that the Christian architectural pattern. At the time, the Christians also started living in the subcontinent, and they came as the traders such as the Portuguese and the British, the French, the Danish, as well as the Dutch. And from the 12th century onwards, attempts began. They also followed the Western styles. So from the 12th century onwards, attempts began in France to build churches that were taller and lighter than earlier buildings. And this architectural style, as a picture given in your book, known as Gothic, was distinguished by high pointed arches and the use of stained glass, often painted with scenes drawn from the Bible, and flying buttresses, okay, and the use of gargoyles and angels also used in their churches and buildings. And tall spires and bell towers which were visible from a distance were added to the church, okay, the long clock towers and bell towers. And one of the best known example of the architectural style, the church of Notre Dame, the Notre Dame in Paris, okay, the biggest church in France, and which was constructed through several decades in the 12th and 13th century. Okay, so this is the some glimpse of the European architectural style in medieval period. Okay, students, so that's all from today's class. See you in the next class with the question and answers.